Hey, what's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist, and today I wanted to do a Rokket deck profile, but not any Rokket deck profile, a Rokket deck profile that was the $30 budget version of Rockets, just by opening up 3 of the Rokket Revolt structure decks. So this is a build that you guys can just get 3 of the structure decks and build right out of the box. And it's really cool that you're able to do that now with a lot of structure decks, because back when I first started playing, you really couldn't do that so well. But they've actually done really well with reprints and stuff like that now, that you can actually build a fully functional deck just out of 3 structure decks, which I really appreciate from Konami. So let's get straight into this, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell there so you can become a part of the notification squad, and let's get straight on into this. So, and you actually have a full 15 card extra deck in here too, which is really wild to me. And it's a good 15 card extra deck. So first off, we're going to be playing 3 copies of Rokket Tracer Dragon, which is one of the new awesome Rokket monsters. Basically, once per turn, quick effect, you get to target a face-up card you control, destroy that target, and if you do, you get to special summon any Rokket monster from your deck, which is just so good. It's just a good starter card. If we did have a reprint of Borreload Savage Dragon, or you do have a Borreload Savage Dragon, definitely put it in the extra deck, because it is a tuner monster. Or if you want to go for a cheap rank, or cheap synchro monster like a Beals or something like that, you can definitely put that in the extra deck with this to synchro into, because it just takes Dark Dragon monster to summon. Also, it has the effect of you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of the turn, except dark monsters, which is not that big of a deal, because the majority of the time we're only going to be special summoning dark monsters anyways. I only play 2 Silver Rokket Dragons. I feel like if you resolve it once and you grab what you need out of your opponent's extra deck, it'll be fine. Because if a Link monster's effect is activated that targets this card on the field, quick effect, you can destroy this card, then look at your opponent's extra deck and banish 1 card from it. All Rockets share the ability, just about, that during your end phase, if this card is in your graveyard because it was destroyed on the field, or by battle, or by card effect, and sent to the graveyard this turn, you can special summon 1 Rokket monster from your deck. All of them just about share that effect. Then I play 3 copies of the new level 7 Rokket monster. Well, it's technically not a Rokket monster, but it is a Rokket monster. But its effect is that if you control a Rokket monster, you can special summon this card from your hand, and if once per turn, if it was sent to the graveyard, you can add a Rokket monster from your deck to your hand. So it's pretty much the searcher of the deck. You just link it away. And it's kind of like, it's just really, really good. Like, you can just instantly get another card out of your deck. Like, normal summon Rokket Tracer, special summon this, and then, you know, activate Rokket Tracer's effect to destroy a card on the field that you set, like a spell or trap that you didn't need, and then special summon another Rokket, and you've already got 3 on the field, link them away, go to, you know, Triple Burst Blast Dragon, or the double, you know, Quad Barrel Dragon, and then just go from there. Like, it just gets really crazy with this deck really quick. Then I play 3 copies of Metal Rokket Dragon. I will always probably play 3 copies of Metal Rokket Dragon. Metal Rokket Dragon is when a Link monster's effect is activated that targets this card on the field. Quick effect, you can destroy this card, and then send 1 monster on the field to the graveyard, and then it shares the special summon effect. If it's destroy a battle card effect or whatever, you can special summon a Rokket from the deck during the end phase. 1 copy of Auto Rokket Dragon. Auto Rokket Dragon's really, really awesome in this deck. It destroys, it sends spells or traps on the field. It's basically like Magna Rokket, but it sends spells and traps. 1 copy of Shell Rokket Dragon. Shell Rokket Dragon just destroys everything in the adjacent columns to it. So, for instance, if I put it here, its effect is that if it's destroyed, you can destroy 1 monster in this card's column, and if you do, destroy any monsters in this card's adjacent zones. So I destroy the ones, if I destroy a monster directly above it, I destroy the ones directly next to it as well, which is pretty cool on my side of the field. 1 copy of Metal Rokket Dragon. Metal Rokket Dragon is cool because it destroys all monsters in your opponent's column, so it destroys everything straight up, which is pretty cool. That's on your opponent's side. It's like armor piercing. Is pretty cool. Rokket Recharger. Rokket Recharger is if a dark monster you control with special summon from the extra deck is destroyed by battle or by card effects, you can send this card from your hand to or field to the grave, and then target one of those destroyed monsters, and then special summon a dark dragon or dark monster in your graveyard with a different original name from the targeted monster, which is pretty cool. But I don't use it that much. From what I've noticed, I might play it at 2, to be honest, but I feel like 1 of is good for right now for the budget build. Then I play 1 of the level 1 Rokket monsters. This one just basically makes 1 face-up monster on the field unable to attack, which is pretty cool. I like that. It's a good ability to have on the field, but I don't feel like I needed it more than one. I thought about dropping this for another rocket recharge because I felt like it would be more useful, but I wanted to play it as a one-of so I could say, hey, I've got all the rockets. One Rocket Synchron. Rocket Synchron is good as a one-of because it revives a level 5 or higher dragon monster in your graveyard, which combos really well with the level 7, and really, really well combos with it. If you had, again, Borreload Savage Dragon, you could synchro for 1 and then 7 into, Borreload Savage, but we're doing the budget build, and we don't want to throw that $40 Borreload Savage at the moment, because it's hyped up right now because of this Destruction deck. And then 3 copies of Gateway Dragon. I feel like Gateway Dragon is one of those cards that's like an unsung hero. If your opponent controls a Link monster, you can special summon this card from your hand, and then you can only special summon Gateway Dragon once per turn this way. And then once per turn, you can special summon a level 4 or lower Dark Dragon monster from your hand, so it instantly gives you a Link 2 on the board, which is why I play it as a 3-of in the budget build. I don't know how many I'm going to play in the actual build, but I'm going to play 3 in my budget build. So, that's it for the monsters. Let's get into the spells. So for the spells, let me move these to the front. So for the spells, we're going to be playing 2 copies of Dragon Shrine just to kind of thin our deck out a little bit and get what we need to the graveyard for Rocket Synchron. 2 copies of Twin Twister. Twin Twister is really good to just be able to hit those back row decks that we don't want to deal with. 1 copy of Rapid Trigger and 2 copies of Polymerization. This is just our fusion spells that we're going to be using to fusion summon out our Borreload Furious Dragon, which is this big boy right here, which is an awesome, awesome monster to combo with Borreload, which you can get them out extremely easily. 2 copies or 3 copies of Boot Sector Launch. Boot Sector Launch is so good as a field spell. You can either special summon up to 2 rocket monsters with different names from your hand, or if your opponent controls more monsters than you do, special summon 1 rocket monster. Special summon rocket monsters with different names from your graveyard in defense position up to the difference in monsters, which is pretty cool. And it also has the ability that it gains all your rocket monsters gain 300 attack. I play 1 copy of Boral Supplier. Boral Supplier is kind of one of those weird cards that I wanted to test out. But during your each standby phase, if you control a Boral Link monster, you can target 1 rocket monster in your grave and special summon it, which is cool. I really like that because it's like continuously brings them out, but during the end phase, you have to destroy them. But usually you're going to use them after you summon them during your standby phase, which is cool. But it special summons them during each standby phase, which is yours and your opponent's, which is cool. So then I play double Squib Draw just for draw power. Squib Draw is really good because you get to target 1 rocket and destroy it, and then if you do, draw 2 cards, and then it also triggers their effects. And for the last spell card, we're playing 3 copies of Quick Launch, which is probably the best spell in the entire deck. You just get special summon any rocket from your deck. Like, it just gets you into Link 4s so easy, because sometimes you'll have like 3 on the field, and you're like, wow, I can't get there. But you'll have Quick Launch, and it'll get you to that extra summon, which helps. So that's it for the spells, guys. Let's get into the traps. And this deck is so fun. Like, it's so easy to play, too. Like, it really is. Like, just play a couple of rounds with this deck, and it's easy. 3 copies of Mirror Force because we want a little bit of protection, and 1 copy of Imperial Order because Imperial Order is at 1. This negates all spells, which you have to be a little bit careful about. You want to just activate this on your opponent's turn, and then, destroy it on your turn, so it just negates all the ones on your opponent's turn, which can really shut your opponent down. And then Mirror Force is just kind of here because we don't have another trap. I would probably play Ash Blossom in this place if I could, or Call by the Grave, but since this is the budget build, we're going to be playing 3 copies of Mirror Force. And Mirror Force is not a bad card at all. Mirror Force is such a good card, and I really love that actually, he used this card in the anime, which was awesome. Awesome. So that's it for the deck. Let's get into the extra deck. So for the extra deck is going to be pretty simple. We're going to be playing 3 copies of Borreload because you get common Borreloads in this thing, which is just crazy to me that you get common Borreloads in this structure deck. I mean, I know it's been out a while, but God, we're playing Borreload at 3 in an extra deck. 3 copies of Triple Burst Blast Dragon. Triple Burst Blast Dragon is just such a good monster for any rocket deck. It's a good one-of, but since we're playing the budget build again, this is a good 3 of in this deck because it inflicts piercing damage, and then you can also, any monster destroys by battle, and you negate the activation, inflicts piercing, and then during damage calculation, when a spell or trap is activated or monster effect is activated, you can negate it, which is cool. And then during your main phase, except the turn this card or special summon, you can tribute this card, target a link 2 or lower monster, and then special summon it. And then if you special summon, then you can special summon a level 4 or lower dragon monster from your hand, which just gets you right back in a triple burst blast dragon, which is kind of weird, but at the same time, it gets you into another link monster, which helps you get into Boral Load. I only play 1 copy of Boost Dragon. Boost Dragon is just a good 1 of. I never, even in the regular build, I never want to play more than 1 of this. Because once per turn, you can target a other monster on the field and it gains 500 attack, which is basically just going to pop your other monsters. And then your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to this activation. And this link summon card is destroyed by battle or by card effect and sent to the graveyard. You can target another dragon monster in your grave and special summon it. It's a good 1 of. I don't think I played ever any more than 1. And then the new one that I play 3 of is Quad Barrel. Quad Barrel is so good. Quad Barrel is ridiculous. You can discard a card, then target a face-up monster on the field. You cannot special summon from the extra deck, level 2 or lower, link 2 or lowers from the extra deck for the rest of the turn. But for the rest of the turn, also destroy that target. And if this card is a link monster, and if it was a link monster, you can special summon any number of Rokket monsters with different names from your hand or grave up to the number of link ratings it had, which is just crazy good. 2 copies of Boral Load, Furious Dragon. Basically, this is just a big beater, and then you can target a card on the field, your field, and target a card on your opponent's field and destroy it. It's kind of like Scrap Dragon in a way. And then I play 3 copies of Topologic Zeroboros. 3 copies of Zeroboros is a little much, but we're playing the budget build, so we kind of want to flush out that extra deck to give it a full 15. And this card is a good, 2, probably 1 of in a regular build, but maybe 3 of in here. But basically what it does is the only thing that sucks about it is a Cyber's monster, so it doesn't really combo with the dragon support. But it also, basically what this card does is you cannot special summon or you cannot summon set monsters in any extra monster zone this card points to, and it gains 200 attack and events for each banished card. And if another monster is special summoned to a zone this card points to, which is going to be your opponent that special summons it, so it pretty much locks your opponent down. And then when this card is on the field, banish all cards on the field, and then once per turn during your standby phase of the next turn after this card was banished by its own effect, special summon this card that was banished. So it gets really, really big because it banishes everything on the field. So that's it for the deck, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. It's a really fun deck. I highly recommend playing it. I'm going to be doing a, meta version of the Rokket deck because it's one of my favorite decks of all time, a part of the 30 Days of Deck Profiles, which I kind of just threw this one in there because I really wanted to do this as a 3-part series with Rockets where we're doing the opening, then the $30 budget version, and then the actual Rokket deck profile, because it's really cool to have that build up as the number 15 slot of the, halfway through the 30 Days of Deck Profile. So anyways, guys, this is DarkArmedDuelist. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video. And hit that bell so you can become part of the notification squad. See you around, guys.